CertPunch practice round for CEH. 21 questions. Read the prompt, choose the best answer before the reveal, then listen for the exam logic behind it. Let's begin.
Question 1 of 21. If a tester is attempting to ping a target that exists but receives no response or a response that states the destination is unreachable, ICMP may be disabled and the network may be using TCP. Which other option could the tester use to get a response from a host using TCP? Option A, broadcast ping. Option B, TCP ping. Option C, traceroute. Option D, H-ping. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. H-ping can send custom TCP packets and receive responses, making it ideal when ICMP is disabled. Option B, TCP ping, is not a standard tool, making it a distractor. Question 2 of 21. During a penetration test on a legacy Windows network, you use the nbtstat-a command on a target system and retrieve several NetBIOS names, including entries ending with 20 and 03. However, attempts to list shared folders fail. Which of the following best explains this behavior? Option A, the nbtstat utility cannot enumerate shares from NetBIOS names. Option B, file and printer sharing is disabled on the target system. Option C, the target system's NetBIOS service is bound to a non-standard port. Option D, the host is not part of any Active Directory domain. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now.
The answer is option B.
Exam logic. The nbtstat-a command can find NetBIOS names, but if file and printer sharing is disabled, it cannot access the shares, which explains the failed enumeration. Question 3 of 21. A multinational corporation relies heavily on remote access for its employees to connect to internal systems and resources. Recently, there have been reports of unauthorized access to sensitive company data, leading to concerns about potential session hijacking attacks. The security team is tasked with identifying the specific techniques used by attackers and implementing measures to enhance session security. Considering the scenario described, which advanced session hijacking technique, resembling a scenario-based attack, poses the greatest challenge for the security team to detect and mitigate effectively, potentially compromising the confidentiality of corporate data? Option A, session sidejacking, intercepting unencrypted session tokens over public Wi-Fi networks. Option B, cookie poisoning attack, manipulating session cookies to impersonate authorized users. Option C, ARP spoofing attack, redirecting traffic to capture session data on local networks. Option D, brute force session guessing, exploiting weak session ID generation algorithms. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. ARP spoofing on local networks intercepts session data without detection by traditional security measures. Session sidejacking and cookie poisoning are more commonly detected, while brute force guessing is less sophisticated. Question 4 of 21. Which of the following tactics uses malicious code to redirect users' web traffic? Correct answer. Option A, farming. Option B, spimming. Option C, phishing. Option D, spear phishing. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Farming is correct because it uses malicious code to redirect web traffic to fake sites. The other options are phishing variants or unrelated, making them easily distinguishable for exam purposes. Question 5 of 21. A system analyst wants to implement an encryption solution that allows safe key distribution. Which encryption method should the analyst consider? Option A, disk encryption. Option B, hash functions. Option C, asymmetric encryption. Option D, symmetric encryption. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Asymmetric encryption is correct because it uses public-private keys for secure key distribution without a pre-shared secret. Symmetric encryption requires a secure channel for key exchange, which defeats the purpose. Question 6 of 21. Which type of malware replicates itself without human intervention to spread across a network? Option A, spyware. Option B, Trojan. Option C, virus. Option D, worm. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. Worms self-replicate and spread autonomously across networks. Viruses need human action. Spyware and Trojans don't self-replicate, making D the clear answer. Question 7 of 21. As a security expert for a prominent tech company, you've noticed an increasing number of attacks on your web services. You've concluded that the best course of action is to enhance your patch management strategies. Considering the information presented, which of the following strategies would be most effective in ensuring the secure and efficient management of patches and hotfixes? Option A, only applying patches and hotfixes that are distributed outside the customer organization to avoid vendor-specific vulnerabilities. Option B, manual installation of patches and hotfixes on the live server directly from the vendor's websites. Option C, downloading and applying all patches and hotfixes, regardless of the source, to cover all possible vulnerabilities. Option D, implementing an automatic patch management process and using a patch management tool to monitor the patched systems. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. Automated patch management is the best practice for efficient and secure updates. Options A, B, and C are risky, such as manual installation or applying all patches without vetting, which could introduce vulnerabilities. Question 8 of 21. During an investigation, an ethical hacker discovered that a web application's API has been compromised, leading to unauthorized access and data manipulation. They identified webhooks and a web shell being used by the attacker. To prevent further exploits, which of the following actions should be taken? Option A, perform regular code reviews for the webhooks and modify the API to block connections from unknown IP addresses. Option B, implement input validation on all API endpoints, review webhook payloads, and schedule regular scanning for web shells. Option C, harden the web server security, add multi-factor authentication for API users, and restrict the execution of scripts server-side. Option D, implement a web application firewall, WAF, with rules to block web shell traffic and increase the logging verbosity of webhooks. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Hardening the server and restricting script execution directly counters web shells and unauthorized API access. While other options are good, they don't address the root cause as effectively as server hardening. Question 9 of 21. Thomas, a cloud security professional, is performing security assessment on cloud services to identify any loopholes. He detects a vulnerability in a bare metal cloud server that can enable hackers to implant malicious backdoors in its firmware. He also identified that an installed backdoor can persist even if the server is reallocated to new clients or businesses that use it as an IaaS. What is the type of cloud attack that can be performed by exploiting the vulnerability discussed in the above scenario? Option A, metadata spoofing attack. Option B, man in the cloud, MITC attack. Option C, cloud cryptojacking. Option D, cloud-borne attack. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. A cloud-borne attack exploits firmware vulnerabilities in bare metal servers, allowing backdoors to persist across client reallocations. This aligns with the scenario's details of persistent malware in cloud infrastructure. Question 10 of 21. A major financial institution is experiencing persistent denial-of-service attacks targeting its online banking services, causing significant disruption to customer transactions and eroding trust in the institution. The security team is under immense pressure to identify and mitigate the sophisticated tactics employed by the attackers to ensure uninterrupted access to banking services. Considering the scenario described, which sophisticated denial-of-service attack, resembling a scenario-based attack, poses the greatest challenge for the security team to detect and mitigate effectively, potentially jeopardizing the availability of online banking services? Option A. A distributed SQL injection attack targeting the institution's online banking database servers, causing resource exhaustion and database downtime. Option B. A coordinated UDP flood attack exploiting vulnerabilities in the institution's DNS infrastructure, flooding authoritative DNS servers to disrupt domain resolution services. Option C. A synchronized Layer 3 Smurf attack targeting the institution's internet-facing routers, flooding their interfaces with ICMP echo requests to exhaust bandwidth and disrupt network connectivity. Option D. A zero-day exploit targeting the institution's web server software, causing buffer overflow and service unavailability through remote code execution. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now.
The answer is option D. Exam logic. A zero-day exploit is highly challenging as it targets unknown vulnerabilities before patches are available, making detection and mitigation extremely difficult for security teams. Question 11 of 21. A multinational corporation recently survived a severe distributed denial-of-service attack, which caused significant downtime and resulted in substantial financial losses. After implementing enhanced security measures, the company contracted you as a cybersecurity consultant to assess their new infrastructure. During the audit, you discovered that the organization uses both hardware and cloud-based solutions to distribute incoming traffic. The primary purpose of these solutions is to absorb and mitigate the effects of a DDoS attack, ensuring that legitimate requests are not affected during such an event. What type of DDoS mitigation strategy is the company utilizing? Option A, black hole routing. Option B, rate limiting. Option C, load balancing. Option D, sinkholing. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option C. Exam logic. Load balancing distributes traffic across multiple servers to absorb DDoS attacks, ensuring legitimate requests are handled even during high-volume attacks. Question 12 of 21. A server-side includes attack refers to the exploitation of a web application by injecting scripts in HTML pages or executing arbitrary code remotely. Which web page file type, if it exists on the web server, is a strong indication that the server is vulnerable to this kind of attack? Correct answer. Option A, .stm. Option B, .html. Option C, .cms. Option D, .rss. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. The .stm file type indicates a potential vulnerability to SSI attacks because it is associated with server-side scripting technologies. The other options are not file types specifically linked to SSI. Question 13 of 21. During a cybersecurity operation, a CEH professional discovered an unknown Bluetooth Low Energy (BLE) device actively transmitting pairing signals. The professional decided to breach the BLE device using a crackle. The device was seen pairing and exchanging keys, leading to the establishment of a secure connection. However, the professional only managed to capture LL_ENCREQ and LL_ENCRSP packets, but not the long-term key, LTK. Which of the following best describes the professional's next course of action? Correct answer. Option A. The operation cannot continue without the LTK. Option B. Use the Blue Z tool HCI tool INQ to reveal more information about the device. Option C. Use beetlejacking to hijack the connection. Option D. Decrypt the PCAP data using the O option. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic.
The LTK is essential for decrypting BLE data. Without it, the operation cannot proceed. The other tools provide info, but can't bypass the lack of the encryption key. Question 14 of 21. A leading online retailer has been experiencing a series of security incidents involving unauthorized access to customer accounts and fraudulent transactions. Upon investigation, it is suspected that attackers are employing sophisticated session hijacking techniques to compromise user sessions and carry out illicit activities. The security team is tasked with implementing robust measures to prevent further breaches and protect customer trust. Given the scenario described, which advanced session hijacking technique, resembling a scenario-based attack, poses the greatest challenge for the security team to detect and mitigate effectively, potentially compromising the security of online transactions on the retailer's website? Option A, credential stuffing attack, using stolen credentials to hijack active user sessions and perform fraudulent activities. Option B, session replay attack, capturing and replaying encrypted session tokens to gain unauthorized access. Option C, clickjacking attack, embedding malicious iframes to trick users into performing unintended actions on the retailer's website. Option D, cross-site request forgery, CSRF attack, manipulating user requests to initiate unauthorized transactions. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now.
The answer is option B. Exam logic. Session replay attacks are highly effective against encrypted sessions because they reuse a valid session token, making them hard to detect. Credential stuffing is a different attack vector. Question 15 of 21. Which of the following is the structure designed to verify and authenticate the identity of individuals within the enterprise taking part in a data exchange? Option A, biometrics. Option B, SOA. Option C, single sign-on. Option D, PKI. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. PKI provides a framework for digital certificates and public-private key pairs to securely authenticate identities during data exchange, a core concept for cryptography. Question 16 of 21. While performing online banking using a web browser, a user receives an email that contains a link to an interesting website. When the user clicks on the link, another web browser session starts and displays a video of cats playing a piano. The next business day, the user receives what looks like an email from his bank, indicating that his bank account has been accessed from a foreign country. The email asks the user to call his bank and verify the authorization of a funds transfer that took place. What web browser-based security vulnerability was exploited to compromise the user? Option A, clickjacking. Option B, web form input validation. Option C, cross-site request forgery. Option D, cross-site scripting. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The correct answer is option C, cross-site request forgery. The answer is option C. Exam logic. CSRF exploits a user's authenticated session to perform unauthorized actions, like fund transfers. The user unknowingly triggered a malicious request, not a script injection or clickjacking attack. Question 17 of 21. A future-focused security audit discusses risks where attackers collect encrypted data now, anticipating that they can decrypt it later with quantum computers. What is this threat known as? Option A, breaking RSA using quantum algorithms. Option B, saving data today for future quantum decryption. Option C, flipping qubit values to corrupt the output. Option D, replaying intercepted quantum messages. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option B. Exam logic. The threat is store now, decrypt later, where attackers hoard encrypted data for future quantum attacks. This is a critical concern for long-term data security, distinct from current RSA breaking methods. Question 18 of 21. Which protocol uses port 443 by default? Option A, HTTP. Option B, SSH. Option C, FTP.
Option D, HTTPS. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. HTTPS is the secure version of HTTP and is the standard protocol for encrypted web traffic on port 443, a fundamental networking concept for the CEH. Question 19 of 21. A cybersecurity analyst notices that a large number of plaintext ciphertext pairs were used in an attempted attack against a block cipher. The attacker applied statistical analysis to XOR combinations of specific plaintext and ciphertext bits. Which technique is the attacker likely using? Option A, trying every possible key combination. Option B, exploiting physical leaks during encryption. Option C, analyzing grouped input differences in cipher output. Option D, deriving linear patterns from cipher behavior. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option D. Exam logic. The attacker is deriving linear patterns, a cryptanalysis technique targeting cipher weaknesses. This differs from brute force or differential cryptanalysis, focusing on statistical flaws. Question 20 of 21. A cybersecurity company wants to prevent attackers from gaining information about its encrypted traffic patterns. Which of the following encryption algorithms should they utilize? Correct answer. Option A, AES. Option B, DES. Option C, RSA. Option D, HMAC. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. AES is correct for encrypting traffic, but the question is poorly worded since all listed algorithms are used in encryption. The exam rule is to pick the most secure standard option. Question 21 of 21. A cybersecurity analyst working for a multinational corporation is tasked with performing regular surveillance of their competitors' digital presence to identify any changes that could indicate strategic shifts or potential threats. To stay updated on their competitors' web content updates, the analyst has devised a plan to use several tools and techniques to achieve his objective efficiently. However, there is a key component in his strategy that he overlooked. Which of the following is the most crucial aspect he should add to ensure the effective implementation of his surveillance strategy? Correct answer. Option A, set up Google Alerts to receive email notifications whenever new web content includes their competitors' names or other key terms. Option B, hire a third-party service to hack into the competitors' databases and gather confidential data. Option C, engage in discussions on the competitors' blogs and forums to obtain inside information about their operations. Option D, use a VPN service when visiting the competitors' websites to obscure his own IP address. Choose the best answer before the reveal. Commit to it now. The answer is option A. Exam logic. Google Alerts automatically notify the analyst of competitor changes, which is efficient and ethical. Option B is illegal hacking, making it the obvious wrong choice.